two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Pacifico. I'ma do something I like this. A beatbox is a machine that DJs used to use back then to create beats. Basically, it looks like a cash register, has a whole bunch of buttons. You press a button and you get a sample of a drum. This might be an example. It's not an actual beatbox, it's a keyboard with drums on it. So it would sound like this. No, not like that. Like this. Back in the 80s, there was this guy named Dougie Fresh, and he used to make sounds with his mouth, and people would compare that to a beatbox, and then he got the nickname the human beatbox, and then that's how that name started, and the culture of the beatbox. I chose beatboxing because I think I'm going to be teaching beatboxing next semester, and I figured that linguistics would help me because they have the phonetic alphabet and I could teach people the new sounds using that alphabet. But then from learning linguistics I found out that there might be a few obstacles. I think it might be hard for some people to learn beatboxing because, one, there might be the critical period that people talk about, how you can't learn languages after a certain age, and there's also the cultural barrier. Some people who don't listen to hip-hop might have some trouble with learning the sounds and the beats, and the knowledge of music might also be a factor because some people just don't have any rhythm. I know it may seem a little unrealistic, but I tried teaching each of my subjects how to sing and beatbox at the same time in an hour. And the song I wanted to teach them was If Your Mother Only Knew, which is a famous song by Rozelle that goes like, if your mother only knew, if your mother only knew. Only knew.
If your clever bone clean you.
If your mother knew. If your mother knew. If your mother knew. If your mother try busting a regular beat, like what I taught you. Which is just like that. Alright, so Ben, he couldn't get any of the sounds or even stay on beat unless I was guiding him and basically whipping him until he got it right. But he got the pronunciations of the phrase perfectly. The if your mother knew. He got that perfectly, even though he didn't get the sounds right. He understood how that worked. Enrique, he got the sounds after a while, but he couldn't really stay on beat unless I was guiding him. Joseph, he got the sounds and the beat really quickly, but then he didn't really comprehend the pronunciations used while singing and beatboxing at the same time. If you want to take this data and see if it supports the nature or the nurture side of the argument, it covers both because nature, because Ben, who doesn't even have an Adam's apple, he couldn't get any of the sounds, but he got the pronunciations of all the words in the phrase perfectly. And nurture because none of them actually got any of the sounds right perfectly, probably because the sounds aren't used in their languages, so it was kind of hard for them to understand how to make the sounds. So the question is language natural or is it acquired? My answer is it's both, because no matter how much evidence there is, it's always going to support both sides of the argument. I don't think you'll ever find any pieces of evidence that will support only one side of the argument. And that's it.